Hello and welcome back to the final part of Rumble's Revenge. Very meaty game, as you can tell.
The final part already? Feels so quick, though.
Much like Flash itself, it was gone
Punch them
before you
all.
knew it.
Aw.
I don't think Mabel would be telling you to punch forest creatures. Just my opinion.
I don't know, when you see how they all handled that unicorn situation.
No, I guess you're right. When you get down to it, Mabel
Yeah.
does choose violence.
So yeah, Flash is gone, but thankfully this game has been preserved. There are still ways to play it. I was initially very happy to find out, oh, it's part of this big Flash preservation project. They have an app I can download, I'll use that to record it. For whatever reason, that was just a really bad idea. If I tried to record it through the browser they use, it ran really slow and had a bunch of screen tearing, looked terrible. So I ended up downloading this other specific browser for a website that hosts Flash games unofficially. Had real early 2000s vibes, and I had no clue whether the app was going to give me a virus. So once I've confirmed that these videos have come out and it's all okay, I will be happily uninstalling that.
I thought Firefox could still run Flash. Am I wrong?
I have no clue.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I wouldn't think a major browser would do it. The only ones that still have it are specialty ones.
Yeah.
So what are those things you're not picking up, like the little camera?
That's
there?
just another weapon. If I'm not picking it up, it's because I'm not strong enough to use it. Yeah, this game has a weird leveling system. You get enough points, your strength goes up, which doesn't affect your basic attacks. It's strictly what weapons you're allowed to pick up. I understand I'm not super good at it, and my combos are all really bad, but you're definitely nowhere near max level by the time you finish the game. And I figured, okay, then maybe what I'll do for this LP is I'll take an old file, I'll go back and grind just so I'm at max strength throughout the entire game. When I try that, my score keeps resetting whenever I go into a level, so I can't grind. Maybe it is just you have to get good at the game in order to get enough points on your first visit through. I don't know.
So, your stats are determined by how many points you get?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might just be that, then.
I like the implication with this game that a Manitor is only strong as Shmebulok. Like, that the stupid little gnome is really that.
Manitars definitely take more punishment, at least. Though, of course, they all go down to a marshmallow on a stick.
What is he throwing at you? Turnips?
Yeah. See, it's funny to me that they decided, swinging a marshmallow on a stick, that's an appropriate weapon, when the moral to the season 1 finale was, listen, sometimes you just gotta punch the other guy. I'm glad a Disney show has that moral.
Sometimes
sometimes
violence
you gotta
is
punch a
the
guy.
option.
I'm also very happy that Gravity Falls is a children's show that contains the line, I've got children that I need to turn into corpses.
We've all felt that way. We've all been in a public restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
I like the bits where Stan shows up in the corner of the screen, or Seuss in the back, where they just see this small child getting destroyed by these monsters, and they're just like, I'm gonna let that happen. I'm not getting involved.
We're gonna sit this one out.
It looks like you've got it, kid.
You know, with Blendon back there, that's pretty on brand.
Yeah. That tracks.
I will say, I don't know if it had actually been that long since I had watched a lot of Gravity Falls, or if I just never really put it together. But episodes with Brandon are real weird now that I've seen Rick and Morty, because I'm like, yeah, no, that's just the Morty voice.
Is it the same actor? Voice actor?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I also mentioned this on Twitter, but while I was rewatching it, I was also watching a bunch of Homestar Runner. And yeah, Matt Chapman's got a lot of voices. Sometimes you do hear him reusing them between the two.
If a voice works, it works.
Apparently, Matt Chapman was originally one of the choices for who was going to voice Grunkle Stan. The only reason they didn't go through with it was because it was just the strong bad voice. And they're like, no, that's too recognizable and distracting.
I do love they later got J.K. Simmons, though.
Yeah, because he's surprisingly an amazing voice actor.
He's iconic.
Yeah, between this, Portal 2, Legend of Korra.
Did not know he was in those other two things.
Who was he in Korra?
Tenzin.
Ah.
He's Tenzin?
Yeah. The, airbending master.
I can picture his face. I've never seen the show, I've just seen enough people talk about it.
And then he was in that Netflix Marmaduke movie that just came out. That was apparently really bad.
No, that's my favorite movie of all time. What are you talking about?
I've seen a few clips from that movie. It's certainly a movie.
Did not know they made a Netflix Marmaduke movie.
I don't...
Better or worse?
I'm glad that they're going through with that.
Better or the live-action Garfield, do we think?
Well, see, but with that, you have to compare it to the live-action Marmaduke.
Didn't know there was that either. Wow, I'm really out of touch with pop culture.
I'm just gonna say Marmaduke is worse than the Garfield because I think Garfield is just inherently funnier than Marmaduke.
Yeah, Marmaduke is one of those D-tier newspaper comics. It exists, you know it exists, that's about as far an impact as it has.
I didn't even know it was a newspaper for like the longest
Okay,
time. I just thought it was a live-action movie.
Maybe F-tier then.
Okay, but what in 20 would you consider like an S-tier newspaper comic?
I have thought about this, at least for a couple. S-tier, I would say, is The Far Side and Get Fuzzy.
Okay.
A-tier.
Do they even make Get Fuzzy comics?
I looked into this at some point. I think it's usually on hiatus, so not really.
I still have bad respect for Get Fuzzy. Far Side, of course, is iconic. Gary Larson out making new comics.
A-tier is stuff like Peanuts and Dilbert, I would say.
Dilbert sucks now because the creator's being real weird.
Yes,
Yeah,
I did see.
I saw that.
some news fairly recently.
Dilbert is all like anti-woke. It's like,
Yeah,
I don't know that this is the Dilbert necessarily.
It's Dilbert.
The big with Dilbert was that it was pandering to too many SJWs.
You see, I saw news about like what Scott Adams was saying on Twitter a couple days ago, and I had to stop and look at it. I'm like, the Dilbert creator?
No, he's a complete freak.
Yeah.
Imagine, like, your claim to fame on Twitter being, you should have to listen to my opinions because I write the comic Dilbert for the newspaper.
Listen, if he's got that check mark. So anyway, I
agree with you on Peanuts, though. Still iconic.
Yeah. So anyway, we just got another one of the secret clues, which
Okay.
actually somewhat surprised me. There's a secret society in Gravity Falls. Maybe they just got lucky, because this game released during Season 1, and I'm not sure how much foreknowledge they got from the team. So maybe that was just a lucky guess, but no, that's accurate.
Oh, Oh, there's a booming above the door.
Yeah, I guess.
It does look kind of like a movie.
I don't really know why else it would be there.
I just wanted to bring up the secret clues anyway, because it is something of a thing you'll see with some of the more side Gravity Falls things, is that they don't always have the best knowledge on what to actually put in the clues. That they don't always know what's actually happening.
Mm-hmm.
One of the ones in this game that we didn't get is something along the lines of the handyman knows more than what he seems. And I'm like, no, Seuss is probably the only character who is hiding nothing.
He is exactly seems.
Seuss is Seuss and nothing more.
What you see is what you get, and that's why he had a girlfriend by the end of the series.
That's what it takes to.
He also had a fake girlfriend, which most people can say that they've aspired towards.
Yeah, he had a fake online girlfriend. Been there.
Yep.
It's a shame that even though they based the game on one video game episode, they didn't do the second one. We didn't get an actual Romance Academy 7 dating sim.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I would have actually liked to see that.
Although I guess we sort of did, because Giffany's outfit is one of the costumes in Yandere Simulator.
The literal police
But that assumes
are
that's
doing
ever gonna
nothing
release.
while you almost die on a street corner. Tracks, but
See, the problem is the fact that it's just Blubs there and Derwent isn't with him.
yeah, like what on earth?
Yeah. You can't just have one, you gotta have both.
He's like, I can't help this child. I'm busy holding a balloon and bounce. This is as still as I can stay.
So you tired of the enemy variety yet? There were
I gotta say,
literally
this looks incredibly boring to play.
yeah, there are literally 3 enemies in the game, not counting the 2 bosses.
I don't know. 3's a lot. That's more than 2. But yeah, this game looks dreadfully boring to play.
I can't say I'm an expert on Flash games, but I guess I can say this is still better than most of the Bionicle Flash games. Because that I'm an expert in.
Finally, it's Rumble. It's only been 20 minutes.
Oh shit.
You can't
Well,
waste
all
them
of them
too
were
early.
kind of the same, Dipper.
Well, at least
the
they're
difference in-
self-aware, I guess.
Yeah, the difference in sprite fluidity between them. It's like Mugen. Or honestly, some normal fighting games. You ever played the original Gravity Falls for some... Not Gravity Falls, Guilty Gear. You ever played the original Guilty Gear? May has like 3 frames on her idle animation.
Oh wow.
And then they make up for it in later games by giving her like the smoothest animation.
I guess the problem with the show was that Dipper didn't try hitting Rumble with a ham first.
That definitely would have changed some things.
Yeah, I'm looking at Rumble's sprite, and I think they like just got the guy that actually did the sprite art in the show to do Rumble and
No.
like, nothing else.
I think all of these were sprites that were already in the episode.
Okay, that
So
would explain
assuming
it
that they didn't just have the sprite sheets on hand, they might have just gotten it from his Tumblr account because he posted all of them.
Really?
Yeah, you can also find all of the Giffany sprites as well.
Yeah, he looks exactly as out of place as he does in the actual episode, meaning that the quality is vastly different. It's just, you know, in this game it's better instead of.
You see, the difference was he looked out of place in the show because he was a sprite in a normal world. Now it's all sprites, they just look completely off. But he does at least have the full Shoto clone move set. He's got his fireball, he's got his DP, he's got his Tatsu. And he's got his punches.
He's got the Shoryuken, he's got the spinny thingy. I don't feel like pronouncing right now.
Kind of predictable moves on this dude.
Which is completely off if he's supposed to be a parody of 90s arcade fighting games.
Yeah.
Because those were completely ridiculous. A fact that's very slightly referenced with Fight Fighters, the game, because I watched the commentary for the episode. They don't bring mention to it, so it very well might have just been Paul Robertson, sprite artist, messing around. Dr. Karate is very clearly based on M. Bison, first and foremost. I didn't realize it until recently because I've been watching a bunch of King of Fighters stuff. There's a tiny bit of Rugal in there as well. Mostly the one cybernetic eye.
Yeah.
He's even got a raging demon.
Whoa.
So he somehow ended up actually being more evil Ryu than regular Ryu.
One of the things it says if you get a high enough combo level should have been Vescent.
Yes, and I did absolutely get in the way of that just to show this off.
Oh. He actually is a raging demon. Just
And
straight
apparently
up.
the super long attack name is specifically a reference to Power Rangers subtitles and not Street Fighter ones, which is weird to me.
Yeah. I guess the joke still works either way.
Yeah, but it's like, he's specifically a Street Fighter parody, and Street Fighter has always had the joke of the super long subtitles.
Yeah.
And no, it's actually just completely unrelated.
But I guess Power Ranger also has a fighting game.
That's apparently surprisingly good.
Yeah, I've heard that one's like ridiculous, like a lot better than you would think.
Thanks for showing up, Mabel. We did this whole.
She was off standing in the background like everyone else.
Yeah, so I'm assuming the ending changes if you actually manage to find all the secrets. I don't know. I've never seen it. I've never found the secrets.
I feel like they wouldn't go through that much effort.
Maybe they actually made it so you can't get all the secrets so that they didn't have to make a second ending.
Game that is impossible to 100%.